Hey, welcome back to Right on the Edge. And I just found this thing called Why Do We Fear Uncanny Valley? Now, I'm curious, like, what is it? Why is it? And why do we look for this? Like, what is it that makes us think, oh God, look at that mannequin. It's humanish, you know? So let's figure it out.
Take a look at this image.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
No, thank you, bro.
Spooked, frightened, bewildered?
A little of all of those things, but mainly, like, what a terrible CGI.
Maybe? This is the uncanny. Okay, you all probably know what the uncanny valley is. But if you don't, it's a psychological theory that explains the discomfort people feel towards something that looks almost human, but not quite. As shown in this graph,
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like some of it's okay because I know it's like fake, but then there's that stuff that looks almost real fake. I don't know how to describe that. Makes me feel weird.
as something becomes more human-like in appearance, people respond more positively to it, until a certain point where we find it disturbing. This
That makes
dip
sense.
or valley in affinity is called the uncanny valley. Take for
Ah.
example dolls. At the midpoint of the graph we might have something like this. You can tell that it's not human.
I think there's a lot of people that are down here. I'm just saying, that's a weird looking doll, bro. But that's just me.
It's cartoony and doesn't have super realistic features. But then we have something like this. Now me personally, I find this a little creepy. I don't know what it is, but there's something in those eyes, man. I don't like it. Now it does vary depending on the
That one doesn't do anything to me, but I can see why you'd think that.
person. Obviously these toys sell, so not everyone finds these creepy. But there is a reason
Oh,
dolls
that's
are a
creepy
big part
right
of
there,
the horror genre.
Oh god.
In this video, I'm not going to be focusing on what the uncanny valley is, as I kind of just did that,
Yeah,
and
you did a
plenty
good
of
job.
others have already covered it. Instead, I'll be exploring the different theories that try to explain why we fear the uncanny valley.
Awesome. Now, this is where I come in. I personally think that in the past, for some reason, we had to differentiate between humans and not humans. I think there was like different types of humans, you know? I don't think it was like aliens versus not aliens or anything like that, or cloaking or sci-fi. I think it was mainly like Homo sapiens versus, the other subspecies of human, like Neanderthals and stuff of that nature.
What in our evolutionary past or psychology gives us this fear of things that look almost human? Will we uncover the answer? Well, you'll have to stick around to find out.
Oh no, he's gonna snap it and make the answer go away.
As we dive into the mystery of the uncanny valley.
I'm ready.
Where's the intruder?
Yeah, that did it. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Fair warning, this video will contain imagery that people may find disturbing, so leave now if you don't like that. You know what? Actually, let me get this out of the way. Okay,
I don't need you to tell me what to do. I'm ready.
that was the scariest one.
I'm just finishing my pasta too a little bit, before bed.
Not that bad, right?
No, that
Anyway,
was okay.
on to the theories.
That woman you showed before was way scarier.
The theory of mate selection suggests that uncanny features make us feel uneasy because our brains are wired to avoid potential mates who show signs of low fertility, poor health, or weak immune systems.
I mean, that would do it. If I was looking for a mate and it looked like that, I'd be worried.
See how this could make sense. People have a natural reaction to others they would or wouldn't like to badoingle with. More
Badoingle,
attractive people are received more positively in our minds, and less attractive people, not so much.
Yeah.
I mean, look at modeling, movies, TV, even politics. A lot of it is cultural, sure, but our brains are wired to favor more attractive people. Though,
No one could be more attractive than Thanos to me. Go, man.
I don't really agree with this theory. For one, we can find people of a group we aren't attracted to unattractive or frightening, Like, we can see straight dudes bullying other straight dudes for being unattractive, or I guess
I mean, sometimes, but yeah, usually that kind of goes away unless the person's also like terrible. You know what I mean? Maybe. But that's just my opinion on it.
in the case of the Uncanny Valley, a straight girl can find Momo scary. And for another,
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
she makes me scary too. Not me
You really
scary.
think people
She makes me scared too.
are scared of these things because they don't want to do the devil's tango with them?
Yeah, you'd be wrong there too. Some people would.
Speaking of the devil,
They'd hate fuck that thing.
我爱北京天安门，天安门上太阳山。我爱北京天安门，天安门上太阳山。
many creatures from folklore and religious texts fall into the Uncanny Valley. Creatures like the Nephilim and the devil from the Christian Bible, the Golem in Jewish folklore, or the Wendigo from Algonquin cultures.
And more than that too, you know, you have the Wendigo, you have wait, was that the Wendigo? Well anyway, you have a lot of skinwalkers, of things of that nature.
All of these are human-like creatures with something unsettlingly off. The Nephilim and Golems, for instance,
The golems, aren't they made like to protect them? Like isn't that like the protection of the Jewish people?
are giants, larger-than-life versions of human beings. The devil has the form of a man but with animalistic features, and the Wendigo,
Usually described as having that in the Bible, is that just something people made? Like real talk, I don't know. Hey Aaron, did the Bible describe the devil as being like red when devilish? Or was that something people did? Yeah, me neither. I was hoping that might be one of those random things you knew.
as described by Basil H. Johnston, has skeletal, emaciated features as if it were a hollow shell of a person. A common theme in these creatures is the idea of soullessness or a broken soul.
Yeah, or curse. Yeah.
The idea that they are human-like beings but distinctly lack the sort of thing that would make them truly alive or human. Kind of like how I feel when someone says Mosasaurus or Pterodactyl's a dinosaur, which they are not.
Are they really not?
But soullessness is also something we associate with
creepy.
robots or dolls, human-like but completely artificial entities.
Or at least we hope so.
This theory, I like to call the
At least we hope so.
religious theory, suggests that our fear of the uncanny comes from a deep-rooted fear of the soulless, demons, fallen angels, golems, beings that resemble us but lack what truly makes us human. Personally though, just like the last theory, I'm not totally convinced. It's not that I dismiss the theory because it's religious. Rather, I find it hard to believe that we fear something simply because it lacks a soul. After all, there's a lot more concrete evidence backing up other theories. Still, it's an interesting perspective to consider as we explore other theories that may be a little more convincing.
I'm interested in hearing more because those are the main ones I've always heard. Good job.
The predator theory suggests that there used to be human-like creatures that
There we go. This is the one. This is another one I heard. So I heard that one. These are the three I've heard then.
preyed on humans in the past. Similar to the religious theory, a lot of people associate things like giants, demons, mythological creatures, and cryptids. This is different from the mimic theory though, which I'll get into later, as that these are just creatures that look like humans and are not intentionally trying to mimic humans.
Well, if they were our predators, yeah, they would. Because they would want to be able to get close to us before we knew it and then could eat us.
Only evidence people really have to back up this theory though is saying something like, oh well, so many cultures across the world have stories about humanoid creatures, they gotta be real, right?
No, but when there's something that links cultures together, from different areas of the world that weren't in connection, it makes you think like that.
I hate that opinion.
We have stories about humanoid creatures today. A bunch of them. Take the rake, for example. There are people who believe this creature exists despite obvious proof of it originating on the internet, on 4chan, or
Yeah, well, people are also dumb, you know?
Slenderman. 2 girls stabbed their friend over this guy.
Okay, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
If you believe this theory, I don't blame you. It spread a lot across TikTok and Instagram, which, if you've seen my other videos, you should know is kind of a theme. Now, I will
Ooh, a theme, huh?
say, there is actual evidence of humanoid creatures existing with our ancestors. They're called Neanderthals and other
They don't look like that, but this is what I was thinking. The more scientific version of that thing.
hominids. Now, this is another theory people throw around, the other hominid theory, as I like to call it. The theory that we developed a fear of ancient hominid species because they look like us, but just a little off, and we competed with them. It's not a bad theory. I mean, some of these guys do look a little freaky. Me
I know people that kind of look like that guy.
personally, I don't find them that scary. But one of the main problems I have with this is, if we were so freaked out by these guys, why the hell do I have Neanderthal DNA? I mean, my ancestors bred with these guys. Plus, some of these things that are part of the Uncanny Valley do not look like some of these hominids.
So, sometimes people don't obey like breeding norms, you know? Like, that's why there's like people that want to like fuck fish and shit like that. That's my counter argument to what you said there.
The disease theory suggests that our fear of human-like objects and creatures might come from a prehistoric instinct to avoid corpses and sick people. And it makes sense when you think about it. Robots and dolls that look almost human often have stiff, unnatural movements and lifeless expressions, kind of like someone who's sick or dead. The theory is that our brains still pick up on these signals as a warning, just like it did for our ancestors, even though now we're dealing with robots, dolls, weird CGI, and sick people. I think this theory does make sense for a lot of cases. Take this, for example, a prop of a severed head used for the show Dexter. Yes, it's fake, it's not real. Please, don't block my video again.
It's not fake at all. It's real. You heard him, YouTube.
It gives off some uncanny vibes, and it is supposed to be a recreation of a dead person, so it fits this theory. Honestly, a lot of Uncanny Valley images apply to this theory.
Yeah, I think so.
For some examples, Momo with the shrink-wrapped skull-like face and bulging eyes.
Man.
This drawing by Sinister Scribbles, again, a
Who would draw that? Sinister Scribbles, stop it.
shrink-wrapped skull-like face with bulging eyes. That old YouTube video called My Dead Great Grandma's Coffin in My Own Backyard, where that dude kisses a literal corpse. I'm not going to get more into that. If you know, you know.
I didn't
and even
know,
the
but now
police
I do.
sketch of the Baton Rouge serial killer almost looks like a pale dead body. It's even got the dark lips and exaggerated eye sockets. So, mystery solved, right? Well, I'm not entirely
Calm down, Thanos, okay? You don't gotta be right all the time.
convinced. I know I said this for every other theory.
Though I don't really agree with this theory. Personally, though, I'm not totally convinced.
I hate that opinion.
Why the hell do I have Neanderthal DNA?
But I do definitely think this is the strongest theory so far. But there are a few examples that I can't quite fit into this theory. Specifically, CGI and deepfakes. Take a look at this image. Or this one. Some may say they're just a little weird, nothing too bad. Others may say they're scary. Personally, I don't mind them too much. I used to watch the Polar Express every Christmas as a kid, so maybe I'm just...
I just realized that I wasn't recording right there. Well, essentially, I don't think those last ones are too bad, but it's probably because I got used to it. I remember first seeing this thing and being uncomfortable, but then after that, it was kind of like cool, you know?
used to it. but I think we can all agree there's something off about them. But it's not because they look diseased or dead like the last theory, they just look off. So what could explain this?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna say some of these are really fucking creepy. That one not so much. That was just weird. Ooh, the mimic theory. Bro, I'm just saying that music's kind of jamming at these in the middle of these. Bro, you don't have to lie to me, man. I have a weird voice too. That was terrible editing. Oh my god, oh my god, did you see that? Did you hear that? Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Homo mimus phallusis, or more simply known as the doppelganger.
Ooh,
A fictional creature concept created by user Ohio
that's a real evidence. That was real evidence.
Pingu69, what a name,
Nice.
on r/speculative evolution. The
Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
doppelganger is a mammalian creature that evolved a particular fancy for human flesh and relies on it solely as its food source. Evolving in Africa alongside humans, the doppelganger gained adaptations to help it hunt humans in the dark. A lanky body with long limbs that both helped it climb and reach speeds up to 50 kilometers per hour. Cushioned feet that absorb sound, and of course, a face that mimics that of a human.
Ooh, with teeth on the... Look at the face opening up like that. Now that actually creeps me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. That actually does it. That hits it for me.
But would you be fooled by this?
No, probably not. But maybe, in the dark, right?
Probably not, right? I mean, it's got no eyebrows, it's completely pale, the eyes are a little far apart, it
Oh my god, it's Taylor Swift without eyebrows. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. That was a joke.
overall doesn't look too much like a human. But that's the point. This creature uses the confusion that the Uncanny Valley generates to bewilder its prey.
I don't know how confused I would be. I'd be creeped out for sure.
Before attacking. Now, of course, this thing isn't real, but it's a good introduction to this theory as it distinguishes
say, like,
itself from the
Maybe it says something like "hello," or like screams or something. I don't know. I've seen some footage. It's probably all fake, but it have some weird sounds enforced.
predator theory. This creature evolved adaptations to look like humans because it hunted humans. Things like Neanderthals and other hominids look like humans because we have a common ancestor. Or if we go the religious route, things like giants and folk creatures, for the most part, don't look like humans to trick them, they just look like humans because that's how they were created.
Yeah.
That is what distinguishes the
Technically, I think giants were supposed to be like humans that bred with angels or something of that nature. Nephilim. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
predator theory from the mimic theory. Now, the first idea in this theory is that in our very distant past, as in when we were little rodent things or even earlier, there was something that adapted to look similar to us in order to trick us into trusting it and prey on us. Similar to the doppelganger mentioned before, but way further in the past, and we've just retained that fear. The second idea is that something in our recent past has given us this fear, aka something that is purposely, with thought, imitating humans. Obviously, the main idea of this theory is something supernatural, like a shape-shifting cryptid, or alien, or something like that. But it could also have
That wasn't even a cryptid, man. That was just a dude in a suit jamming in the woods. That's all I saw.
relation to the other hominid and disease theory. It could be that these other hominids, or maybe even other humans, wore the skin of humans in order to intimidate us or other tribes, and it has been ingrained in us to fear this imitation. There isn't much evidence backing up this theory. There's no evidence of non-hominid creatures mimicking humans, nor is there any evidence of the supernatural doing this. I mean, there's videos online, but most of that shit's fake, so
Yeah, that's the realest thing I've ever seen. I believe in whatever that guy is.
not much of evidence. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you probably know that I like to debunk stuff. The Philadelphia experiment, Deloitte ape, and the theories of the body girl are all things I've tried to
The body girl. Who is the body girl?
go through and find the truth for. With this, you'd think I'd do the same. I mean, it sounds kind of absurd when you look into it. Humans wearing other human skin, a supernatural shape-shifting creature, I mean, come on. But one night, I was really thinking to myself why I fear the Uncanny Valley. I was looking at this image specifically when I really tried to think about it, and I realized
That was just fake enough to make me uncomfortable.
this doesn't make me uncomfortable because it looks like a dead person or soulless,
Nah, it's not
or
dead.
because I don't want to bedoingle it,
Yeah.
but because it looks like it's trying to mimic a human.
Yeah.
And that is what makes me uncomfortable. And
Yeah,
yet,
that's very true. That's right.
I'm still not convinced. I know, I'm sorry. So you know what? Enough of my opinions. Let's look at what the science has to say
Hey, there you go. I will admit, like, all these things have their pros and cons. You know, it's not like a one-size-fits-all sort of thing.
about it. Okay, so I recorded and edited that last part before even writing this part. Little did I know I would not find much of anything that I haven't already said. I did find that the science for the Uncanny Valley is quite debated. In fact, the very existence of the Uncanny Valley, separate from other fears, is pretty debated. The most accepted theories by scientists seem to be the disease theory and, to my surprise, the mate selection theory. There are a lot of other theories out there. If you want to do more research, I've got some links in the description. But according to most sources I found, it's most likely the disease theory. But there really is no solid consensus on why we have this fear, which is why I made a
That little doll in your background is creeping me the fuck out, man.
video on it, and why it fascinates me so much. It's something we really don't have.
Well, shit, man. On that note, right? Uh, which of these theories here do all of you subscribe to? Me personally, I like, as I said in the beginning, the one that makes the most sense to me is some thread in our past that has given us this wariness of things that try to mimic us. Like, and it could have been like an old predator where it's just like ingrained in our DNA. From, you know, like you said, like way like you know, monkeys or pre-monkeys. It could have been, you know, a lot of different things. But for me personally, that one makes the most sense. I can understand where the illness theory kind of like makes sense a little bit, but it's interesting that it's so hotly debated even among scientists. I thought there might have been like a consensus, but it seems like they never made one. So, well, that's me. I hope you all have a good day or night. For me, it's night, but for you, when you're watching this, it might be day. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye bye.